Hey everyone, welcome back to Binge and Build, where I create characters from shows and movies while I'm in The Sims 4, and we dig into why they're hit or miss for me. Today's focus is the brand new Netflix animated fantasy film, K-Pop Demon Hunters. It has lots of fashion, lots of music. It is a little bit dangerous. It does have some emotional trauma wrapped in, like pop concerts, and it honestly left me wanting more. It really did. I felt like it was not enough. There's a lot of things that could have been expanded on. I know I've read in an article that they're thinking of a sequel, so hopefully that comes true. So I'm going to create some of the characters from the show, and we're going to break down the music, the storytelling, some of the plot holes, and why I think why this movie should be a series. I think it would work better. So let's talk about, in this first part, we are going to talk about Rumi. Wrong. She is the half demon leader. She is of Hunter X. She is the emotional heart of the movie. She's very calm under pressure, but you don't know she's hiding a secret. You can kind of guess this. She is clearly haunted by her past. She really wants to make the patterns go away, and that's how you can identify what the demons are, or the patterns. So she is very emotional. She was always told to hide her patterns, and she's scared her other two members don't know about it. So she is very much scared to express herself. And they're trying to seal up the honeymoon to make it gold so they can't escape. And, they have to do that with the power of music. You find out a trio of girls have been doing this forever, kind of shows real quick. And Rumi's mom also was one of them. So, and she died. We don't know how she died. They never really explained that. I think they intentionally left things kind of vague. So we're going to move on from her, and I'll kind of wrap it all up together. We have Mira. She's the backbone. She's the tough one. She is the dancer. She is kind of the protector, in my opinion. She does have a very strong moral compass, meaning she believes in her cause and she wants to get rid of the demons. And when she does find out, Rumi has, I think it's Rumi, right? Yeah, Rumi. I forgot now. Oh my goodness. When she finds out she's a demon, she does have a hard time. And she says, no, I don't want to deal with it. You lied to us. She's very upset. So that kind of makes her shift her focus and makes her not really sure. So it does kind of break her. And then we have Zoe. She's very chaotic. She's very fun. I think my Sims version of Zoe is probably the most accurate because they had very similar clothes in the Sims and very similar hair. It's kind of hard for the rest. So I did my best. This is my interpretation. I try to do my best. I based it off the cartoons, but you're very limited. I just kind of want to give that disclaimer. She's the youngest. She's very loud. She writes most of the songs. She is very much herself. Her fashion is very eye-catching, very lots of prints. She's kind of silly, I think, because she takes Rumi to a doctor because her voice starts cracking, and that's kind of more layered because she was lying and she wasn't being who she was and herself, and she was hiding all those patterns or scars. They do sing about it at the end, and we'll talk about kind of the songs later on. But yes, she's hiding, so she does take her there. I think she takes her there because of the pictures on the wall. Sorry if you hear that, of him, of the doctor. Oh my gosh, of the doctor meeting other idols. And we're going to talk about one of the other main characters in there. So we do meet a demon boy band they're trying to take souls, and we do meet the leader. The rest of the demons, you'll notice, don't talk. They don't do much. Even we'll meet the group, and the only one that actually talks in the group is Jinyu, and the others are Saja boys, and they don't talk when they sing, but when they go back down to the underworld, they kind of are zombies. And you'll see like Rumi fight one, and she's trying to understand like, like what are these types of creatures really like? And a lot of them don't talk. These boys don't talk. You don't actually find out who these boys are. There is some theories online. I've seen them, really good theories. But oh my gosh, you probably can hear motorcycles passing. He's kind of a mystery at first. He's very complex. He works for himself. You find out that he grew up very poor 400 years ago, and he kind of, you don't know if he's going to be a love interest or a threat, and he kind of goes back and forth a little bit. And he almost becomes a love interest for Rumi, but not quite. It never quite got there, and they sing a song and you're like, oh, they're getting there, and then it just quite never does that. So I think they left that intentionally. It kind of reminded me of another show, but I'll talk based on that. They do sing one of my favorite songs in the actual movie together. I love it. It's a very good ballad. And with him, you do find out that he basically made a deal to sell his soul, and he left his family. And he left his family because he could sing and play. And then you find out that he kind of only works for himself, and he's the only one that's allowed to talk. And you do hear that he convinced the leader to kind of let him talk. So we're gonna now break down the music, because the music is important. It's called K-pop. It is really good. The Saja boy sing two songs in here, and it is Soda Pop, which is cute. It's cute. And Your Idol, and you kind of hear what they're doing. Like they're like in Soda Pop, fill me up. Basically they're gonna take your soul. And then Your Idol is kind of when all the people are hypnotized, and the honeymoon got split open because the girls broke up, because they weren't being honest with themselves, and they were just honestly scared of for their moral complex. They're always told, hey, you have to fight demons, but when one of the leader of the group, she's half, so it kind of shocks their beliefs. And so I'm going to talk about 3 of my top songs in the series. And my third song, I really like. My third song is going to be Your Idol. I really like that one. It's very catchy. And then my second one is, oh my gosh, I have it listed, so you have to bear with me. I'm so sorry. Hopefully it doesn't play. My second song is What It Sounds Like. It's the ending, and oh my gosh, it is so good. It's so good. Talks about them finally, their scars make them what they are. That's why they could seal. I don't know if they technically seal it up. I'm not quite sure. But they kind of embrace their differences and embraced all those scars and embraced those things where they were told to hide, because they were told to hide who they were, and they were told to hide all these flaws, and they were supposed to be perfect, and it was weighing them down. And it was just a really honest moment. Such a good song. And then I do love the duet between Rumi and Jinyu, which is called Free. Love it. It's talk about where she's finally free to be herself. She's been hiding for years, and with him she can be herself. And there's a moment where you're like, man, are they gonna kiss? And they don't, unfortunately. Spoiler alert, they don't kiss. And you're like, man. So, and we're gonna talk about some of my favorite little animals. There's always animals. This series did remind me of a anime. You have the tiger, and you have a crow that has 3 eyes. Very cute. One of my favorite scenes is when he drops the plant and the trash can, and some reason he has to pick it up. But it's funny. She's like, don't worry about it. It's so cute. And then you find out at the end that when they sang, they're still there. So that was kind of a clue. I don't know if they're living with them. I don't know, living with her, Rumi, and them, or um, if she's if she doesn't know. But anyway, so we're gonna talk a little bit. We talked about the music. We're gonna talk about a little bit of the kind of the ending of it. So you have the Saja boy. They kind of trick you because they think they make you feel all your bad things you've ever done, all the bad things you've done, all your doubts about yourself. And so these girls sing, and they fight. Jinu does sacrifice himself and gives the soul to her, which he was like, I'm going to give it to you. She really wanted to save him. It was starting to develop. It kind of reminded me of this scene in, oh my gosh, My Demon, and I think Goblin, where he like disappears or whatever. Did remind me of that. And you were kind of waiting for him to come back. You weren't quite sure. So that's kind of how it ended. So you don't know what's going on. You never get any kind of, one of the holes I thought, and there was just not enough time. I think because this is such a big story, it just needs to be fleshed out a little bit. You never got any of Rumi's kind of past. You don't know who her dad is. You don't know what happened to her mom. Did her mom get killed by the group, by her group, because she was with a demon? Maybe she didn't know. You kind of want to know what happened. So like, and and you do find out that her mom was like, please protect please protect my daughter with the other group members. So you kind of you're like, man, is that going, what's going on? I do think that each of the character, you got Rumi's, more of her, but I would have loved to see more from like Mira and Zoe in their past. I would even like to see some of the Saja boys' past, because you don't know like if they gave up their souls to Jinyu because they were a struggling K-pop band. That's kind of the theory that's floating around. I cannot confirm that, but you kind of wanted to see more of them. I even want to see Jinyu's past a little bit, and I really like them. So we do get the hint of like the leader kind of influencing them. I'd like to get to know who he is. Like, is he Rumi's dad? I'm just basing that on other shows I've seen. It's not really anything else. It's a great series, but I'm going to talk a great movie. I'm going to talk about why it should be a series. And this is so important because this was very much a pilot episode. I could feel it as a pilot episode, which is not a bad thing because about an hour and 30 minutes roughly. I do think that even if it was a 10 episode series or even longer, you would get to flesh out more characters. You would get to have like flashbacks to Rumi's like parents. You would get more of a redemption arc. I felt like he kind of got a little bit of a redemption arc for Jinyu, but then it kind of cut off short. So I felt like this was very much a pilot. Like I said before, they're talking about making a sequel. I really think it would serve better as a series. I've seen that online just because you can dive more into it. You can dive, like, is it really done? I don't think it's really done. I really do think it's going to be a movie. I don't see why, because it has been doing great. Reviews of it has been really good. So I do think hopefully it's a movie or a series. I also think I really wish we got more of the Saja boys in here, because we got 2 songs and they were really good, and I would like to hear more music. Like, the music is really good. You could get some training montages. You got a few of them practicing. So let's talk about my closing thoughts of the series. So K-pop Demon or movie. Sorry, I keep calling it a series. I'm usually doing series, not movies. K-pop Demon Hunters is not perfect, but it is going to be it's not going to be forgettable. It gives you magic, music, and girls who slay demons, and harmonies at the same time. I really loved creating these as best as I could. Let me know in your comments who your favorite character was, what moment stuck out to you, And if you could write season 1 of the show, what would be the first episode? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more binge and builds based on TVs and movie shows. And until next time, please, please, please keep creating in The Sims and letting me know what series you'd like to see me do or movie. Thanks so much for watching. I really enjoy talking about K-pop Demon Hunters with you. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me about it being a good movie. I give this a 4.5 stars. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you soon. Bye.